Hey gang, and welcome to the preview episode of the Foo Show. I'm your host, Will Smith. We will be here, well, later this summer, every week with interesting folks who make TV, movies, video games, a whole lot more cool stuff. But first, our very first guest for our very first show, dear friends of mine, John Vanneman, Jake Rodkin from Campo Santo. Welcome to the show, guys. Rodkin from Campo Santo. Welcome to the show, guys. Rodkin from Campo Santo. Welcome to the show, guys. Rodkin from Campo Santo. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, Will.
Thanks for having us. This is amazing.
Happy to be in your.
Yes, this is amazing.
Happy to be in your.
Yes, this is amazing.
Happy to be in your cyber realm.
We've made like this weird, kind of terrifying version of Max Headroom.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
it's much more. I could be here for a while. I feel good here.
First, we should explain what Firewatch is.
Yes.
Oh, we should. Jake.
So Firewatch is. Oh man, where do I start? Firewatch is a first-person
Yes.
story-based video game. You play as a man named Henry, whose life kind of takes some bad turns, and he takes a job out as a fire lookout, where you work in a fire lookout tower. He's working out in the Shoshone Wilderness in Wyoming. In Firewatch, you're... Man, do you want to pick up?
Oh
Right,
yeah,
before
it's
I-
a first-person adventure. It's a
bury
first-person adventure game where you.
Hey gang, and welcome to the preview episode of the Foo Show. I'm your host, Will Smith. We will be here, well, later this summer, every week with interesting folks who make TV, movies, video games, a whole lot more cool stuff. But first, our very first guest for our very first show, dear friends of mine, John Vanneman, Jake Rodkin from Campo Santo. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, Will.
Thanks for having us. This is amazing.
Happy to be in your cyber realm.
We've made like this weird, kind of terrifying version of Max Headroom.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
it's nice.
it's much more. I could be here for a while. I feel good here.
First, we should explain what Firewatch is.
Yes.
Oh, we should. Jake.
So Firewatch is. Oh man, where do I start? Firewatch is a first-person
Yes.
story-based video game. You play as a man named Henry, whose life kind of takes some bad turns, and he takes a job out as a fire lookout, where you work in a fire lookout tower. He's working out in the Shoshone Wilderness in Wyoming. In Firewatch, you're... Man, do you want to pick up?
Oh yeah, it's a first-person adventure. It's a first-person adventure game where you experience a story over the course of like 4 or 5 hours, walking around a contiguous outdoor space, and your only like point of contact is a woman named Delilah who you talk to over a radio.
But anyway, let's roll the clip and
Yeah.
show people what Firewatch looks like.
This is just walking around in the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Hi, clip. Oh my gosh, there it is.
I thought about just actually putting a fireplace with some logs and some fire in here.
Still could.
I mean, there's still time. You're right.
Yeah.
So Henry's he's been out in the woods. He's done some fire watchtower stuff. He ends up getting kind of roped into some stuff that I wouldn't expect a guy who's in a watchtower. Like, I would expect he'd be mostly required to sit in the tower and watch for fires, right?
Well, that's yeah, one would think, but there are some rowdy campers out in the world right now who have actually started to like cause you real trouble. Like the night previous to this, your tower was vandalized, and now you're out sort of like looking for whoever is causing the problems in your life that you keep encountering.
Yeah, your tower was vandalized due to the communication, the phone line that you guys used to call back home was cut, and yeah.
I liked the signs throughout the game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They're authentic period signs, it seems like, or what I remember them looking like, which is probably what matters.
And as you know, it would make sense if you're looking for something out in the woods. Sometimes it makes sense to like get a like higher vantage point. So it looks like you went up to the tower.
Very wise. Very wise.
Well, one of the things I love about this game is you actually have to look at the sky. Like the sky is an important cue
Okay,
when you're walking around. So there's a pillar of smoke, but you use the sun and stuff as reference when you're walking around.
Check out the sky.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, it's some sky.
Check out this.
Do you like my slow pan on the PS4 controller?
Really nice.
Very
really
clean,
smooth.
Very smooth.
I was keeping it as clean as I could. So now we've gone in the tower. What do you say we jump over into the tower?
Show us this tower.
You can see the inside of the tower.
We're so excited to go into the tower.
Explode our brains.
Right
You're
now.
gonna love the tower.
Let's do this.
Okay, guys, welcome to your tower.
Wow. Ooh. This is actually really awesome.
So the first thing I noticed when we loaded this up, you guys were kind enough to give us a hard drive full of basically your video game, which we then brought over into our Foo thing. And the first thing we noticed is that everything seems really big compared to how it felt in the game.
Oh, you mean like the actual the amount of square footage? This is actually the tower in Firewatch is luxurious compared to a real lookout tower because in a regular first-person video game, you have a bulky basically your character's encased in a gigantic transparent pill. And yeah, but now in VR it feels like the most this would be a desirable fire lookout tower.
I would come here
in real life.
I would come here, go camping, bring the family, maybe sit down, do a little bit, work on my novel,
Right.
So you can pick stuff up if you reach out and grab stuff and squeeze the trigger. This goes for you guys at home too, or if you're on the Oculus, you can head point at something and grab it with the A button on your controller. You can pick it up and look at it, kind of turn it around, see what it looks like, hold it up, explore the clip planes. Sean, you should try the pine cone.
Oh, where's that pine cone?
Hold that pine cone up to
You
your
can grab it
face.
from my hand. We can make copies.
Oh man, look at that! What a perfect pine cone. Ooh.
Whoa.
I have something that I need to show you, Will.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, Forrest Burns.
Oh my gosh, this is.
Sean, you want one?
I should probably take one of those.
There you go. Yeah. Good. Oh man, this is just an.
Hey, look, guys. I'm the Forrest Bird.
You are. Oh, you are fired. You're fired. Get out.
Unacceptable.
Let's talk. I want to talk about how you guys made the assets in this. Like, if you look at the typewriter, stuff like the typewriter and the radio and the backpack and the things that you see dozens of times throughout the game. Everything has a really. It's gorgeous. It looks like. What was the process to make?
This is one of the first props Jane made. The process for this is that on this particular thing, the typewriter, Ollie Moss did a 2D sketch, sort of in the most Ollie Moss of ways. Just a very sepia-toned 5x5 a little illustration, and then Jane sort of used that as the baseline for sort of prop fidelity and the feel that the edges and things of the props we're gonna have in the game. And this kind of became the baseline for most props.
She modeled the arms for the keys.
No, twist. That is a texture. You're fooled.
Yeah,
Really?
you were being tricked.
Oh, the arms for the keys inside. Yes. Yeah. If you hold this up to your face and look inside, the keys all have arms.
Flip through it.
Yeah, I mean,
we knew you'd be sitting really close to this guy.
Once she built one, you can just sort of.
I guess you copy and paste, right?
Yeah. She didn't handcraft each individual.
There's some cheats in there. Only the top and bottom rows have arms, and it gives you enough feeling of there being sort of guts inside.
But this was because when Jane sits down to do a prop, she has to know anything that could possibly happen with it.
Mm-hmm.
So with this one, we knew there was going to be animation based on top of it. Henry was actually going to press these keys, so she had to put a lot more oomph into it. Whereas one of these boxes over here, let me find something that I can pick up. There's got to be stuff that doesn't have a back, right?
I think that they might have fixed a lot of it for the demo.
Yeah.
No. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't have a back. Here you go.
Yeah, there you go. This was
this is an office organizer.
Yeah, this is an aberration. This was never supposed to happen. Jane is cringing right now.
No, sorry. We put it in so people could see, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Here's the walkie-talkie. This is another fun one.
Mm-hmm. The process of this was the same as the typewriter, and it's a hero object. Oh, Dr. President. We should talk about Dr. President.
Talk about Dr. President. I'll hold on to Dr. President.
But this had to be. I don't know if you can see my hands, but
You can see your hands.
Yeah, this button had to be rigged. All of these knobs are actually rigged to be turned, right?
Well, that's actually we built a version of the radio as the radio was I think literally the first object that was ever built, and then Will Nunez, our prop modeler, did a total refresh on the radio and pumped up a lot of the details on it right at the very end of production.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about labels. Dr. President, there's a bunch of magazines over here.
Let me
Got
grab
a
it. Let me
copy
get
of
it.
Dangerous Hunks
Dangerous Hunks.
and
Yeah.
Teen Zone. I like that they're both, if you look at them from behind, they're mirrored.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
all.
pretty good.
Oh, they have the Japanese cover on the back there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, the black band here.
How much time you guys just spent? So, if you're playing the game, a lot of this stuff is just in the environment. You find it in lock boxes, stuff like that throughout the game.
Or just like this is just set dressing.
Right.
It sits over in that corner in the
Dr.
game.
President's just over there.
But
yeah.
like you don't pick it up in the game normally.
But like you guys spent time writing copy for like an
Yeah.
insane amount of stuff.
We sort of have a process. Ollie does like the cover design, and then I write the copy normally. Depending, there's a couple things I probably didn't write, but I wrote all these books.
The Singular Mind by Dr. Jonas
Allard. Yeah, I mean we kind of workshop that stuff, right? We're all in Slack talking about what it should be. Ollie does a sketch. We sort of get the major goofs down, and then I go and I actually like make it real.
I love the Richard Sturgeon books. There's a series